That was... If I'm not happy with what's going on in a 1cc, I'm just gonna stop in 2. I do have a certain, like... I guess you could call it, like, quality index for a run. Where I'm like, if I'm really not happy with the gameplay, unless it's deathless, I probably won't submit it. I have to submit a bunch of my runs. I'm probably gonna cut all the VODs tonight. I've been really lazy. But like going to a cafe is important. And the doctor. Both of those things are pretty important. Axe for Grant? Oh, true! I forgot Grant could even use the axe. But that does line up with what I would expect, right? Because the cross is really good for a lot of things, and then the axe obviously has the benefit for Dracula. Because the cross is good for Drac Phase 1, and then Phase 2 and 3 get super fucked up by the axe. And Grant is nice to have because he can steer his jump in the air and it's pretty high. Which is traits that are really good to have in that Dracula boss fight, and just really in the game in general. But my real problem is that I have to do the clock tower level to get Grant, and... I just don't... I don't like playing him all that much. I just like Lightning Orbs way better. My main hang-up is the death fight. Oh yeah, that shit... I mean, like, it's interesting. I have to give it that. Like, it's not as if it's not an interesting change on paper. But I also think that, like, you know, part of what made Grant unique was that he had a projectile attack like that. So taking that away does introduce like that problem. I do think the US version's like general changes are not to my liking. They don't feel like they were made with like a lot of measured thought in some aspects. I think the real worst thing about the US version is the way the bone pillars work in the stairway rooms in the US version. If that was the only thing that wasn't changed, I think I'd be fine with almost everything else. But I think the way they butchered the flow of those rooms, in my opinion, and sort of ignored that the developers did not intend for the bone pillars to work the same way they do in other rooms in those rooms, it just feels excess, and not in a way that I find particularly compelling. But I get it, if people are... Come on! If people are, like, fond of that, I get it. It's just not my cup of tea. Well, yeah, the knife being a default weapon also means Grant can throw it while crouched. Which completely changes how, like, the knife functions, in my opinion. Like, that's a big change, being able to do it while crouching, because crouching is so strong in these games. Like, the crouch state completely shrinks your hurt box in half. Like, that's a massive change. So being able to throw a knife while doing that is pretty big. This is stuff, like, I think of a lot, because I'm a big, like, fighting game nerd. Stuff like, oh, your hurt box does this during whatever move, tends to be, like, really important. It's also why I like Rondo of Blood and Bloodlines so much, is, those games really reward me for the things I've learned in fighting games. And I think that's really cool. The other thing I've noticed from this challenge is that a lot of people do not like Castlevania 4. Which I always knew it was kind of divisive. But, I get it, though. I like that game, but I also understand that, like, to me, my consideration for why it's good is the collective package. It's not necessarily, like, any one thing about it. Because, it's like I said, if you look at Castlevania 4 on any individual level, like, if you take apart that game on a gameplay strictly basis, or a music strictly, or whatever, I do feel like it falls flat. But as an experience, I really do like that game. But it's under the context of when it came out and what it was. Like, if they did another game like that, I think I'd dislike it. Like, I just do not think I would enjoy that. But because it came out when it did, and it is what it is, I do like it. It's not in, like, my top 3, or probably even my top 4, but it might be, like, 5th or 6th. Because, like I said, my only goal for Deathless was Rondo. Because that is my favorite Castlevania game ever. And one of my favorite video games ever. So I was like, if I'm gonna submit runs for this challenge and have them embedded on a page... Yes! Well, the thing about CB4, too, is that, like, it's really long, and, like... I think... it really suffers from feeling like it goes too hard on the tech demo aspects. Like, all of Castlevania 4's core gameplay decisions only make sense when you're near the end of the game. Or, like, at the very least, at the very, very back half. And the game is big. But it feels like it goes from, like, I'm not looking at the screen very hard, to, like, I've gotta lock in. Really abruptly, and, like, not in the most interesting way, either. That fucking saw blade. Well, I mean, yeah, like, that entire last level... where there's the rising platform section that just exists to, like, dome you in the head off of spikes that you can't see. Like, that sucks. Like, that's just ass. Like, nobody playing the game for the first time isn't gonna get killed by that. That's not even, like, a funny, quirky trap you can predict. Like, that is just something that will happen to you, and you'll be like, oh, now I know. Like, trying to sight read that game in the later stages is just so fucked. And the game really, really, really relies on instant death traps to get anything done to your health bar by the end of that game. But, like, the last run-up to Dracula with the death fight and Slogger and Gaiden is so good. And, like... there's so many things about that game that are just incredible. That, to me, it stands above its problems, but it definitely has them. And all of the other 16-bit Castlevanias, minus, like, Dracula X, I think do clear it. So, like, Bloodlines, Rondo, those games absolutely fucking obliterate Castlevania 4 in my opinion. But they came out later! Like, they came out, like, 2 or 3 years later. Castlevania 4 has the distinction of being, like, an early Super Nintendo title, which is part of why it impresses me. Like, Bloodlines was, like, 94, I think. It was almost 3 years later. I sure hope that it would be better. But yeah, CB4 is definitely really interesting. Oh. God, yo, I'm thinking about that. Yeah, like, most Castlevania games that are, like, really widely regarded as incredible, like Castlevania 3, Rondo, Bloodlines, those are all, like, late console games. Castlevania 4 is different. It was a launch title, or near launch, at least. Which, to me, is really impressive, that it managed to be a game that people revered in such a way. Despite, like, that kind of weight being placed on it. But I also completely understand why somebody would play it and go like, fuck this sucks. Or this just isn't interesting. It's a situation where I completely understand. You know, taste is what it is, and, like, in the case of Castlevania 4, I can understand why it would be something somebody didn't like. Yeah, deathless for this game, I thought about trying, but this is another one where I think it's a little too long for that, in my opinion. At least it feels too long. I don't know what it is, but, like, attempts at this game feel, like, uniquely soul-crushing in a way that makes me not really care about that kind of thing for it. Castlevania 1 is mostly, Bat Bridge is something I don't like. And the fact that that entire level is the bulk of any of the challenge in that... Yeah, exactly. It's funny, for as hard as no-deathing the X68K Vania is, that's almost like the way that I learned how to play it. Is adventure and, well... Yeah! Like, if you think about the other early system titles, the only other one I think is also Castlevania, because I think that was 1986, and the NES was not that old. Like, Mario Brothers 1 was maybe 85, but I'm pretty sure it was not, like, in far proximity from early NES. But yeah, Adventure is remaining off of my stamp card. Can you guess why? It might not be difficult to find out. Like, I'm honestly not doing any of the Game Boy ones except for Belmont's Revenge, really. I'm also probably gonna do Dracula X Chronicles on PSP, because that is there as a separate slot. But Dracula X Chronicles on PSP is a game that I really have to push myself to want to play again, because, like, I think that game's fucking ugly. Like, it's kind of cute what they tried, but I really don't like the look of that game. Even when you don't upscale it, even when you run it at native res or whatever, I just, I don't know. That game feels like it came out right when a lot of games were doing that pivot to 3D without, like, a really strong sense of how to make that work artistically for what it was adapting. Like, you look at Rondo of Blood's art, and you see something, like, so fucking beautiful, and then Dracula X Chronicles is just, like, this weird, like, washed-out amalgamation of... like, all of its design. It's just strange to me. But the music in Dracula X Chronicles is quite good. Like, Dracula X Chronicles has a really good version of Ghost Ship Painting, which is my favorite song in Rondo of Blood. Yes, I do agree that Dracula X Chronicles having both Symphony of the Night and Rondo as unlockable games was an amazing move. Like, Ghost Ship Painting is definitely my favorite song in Rondo of Blood. And Dracula X Chronicles has a really good version of Ghost Ship Painting, so... You know, like, why not? But, like... It was probably... It's probably like a foregone conclusion, but seeing as Rondo of Blood is my favorite Castlevania ever, and one of my favorite video games ever, probably in my top 10... Like, a remake of it, or like a reimagining, or, you know, retake on it, has a lot of shoes to fill in my eyes. And so if the art direction is even just like off a little, I'm gonna be really critical of it, and that's just like a me thing. So like at that point I was just like, yeah, this just doesn't look great. Do I really want to play it? And the answer is maybe. I probably will, because, you know, it is ultimately still a version of Rondo of Blood as a game. But... Yeesh. Yeesh! Ooh, what a jump! Damn. This is purely to emulate, yeah. The other thing, too, is that, like... I have to try it in the emulator, but I feel like PSP emulation has so much more input lag. Maybe it's placebo, maybe it was just Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins not being a good game, which is very possible. But it felt really unresponsive. Compared to all the other emulators I use, which feel like they have at least tolerable response time on my inputs. Like, I can do a near deathless run of X68K Castlevania. Like, that's gotta mean something for input lag, right? But... oh no. That's a lot to think about. Oh fuck. Spinning axe. Ooh. Yeah, so like these rooms in the US versions would have the bone pillars shooting much faster. And like you can see how much more manageable these rooms are with how they work here. Like, sure, it's almost trivial if you know what to do, but fuck, it's way better than having to stop and just stare. Like, you're not fucking doing anything in the US version, you're just like waiting there for there to be a time to go. Just, I don't know. I don't feel like the levels really needed any more wait time. But I get it if people like it. It's whatever. Well, Dolphin is amazing. That's a incredible piece of work. I'm trying to think of what other games are left now at this point after this. Dracula X Chronicles, Castlevania 1, obviously. Yeah, no, that shit is just Like, you did fucking what now? I will say, though, despite how I feel about the US version of this game, I do think that the US soundtrack is overhated. Even though I like this one a lot better. I think people are, like, really hard on that MMC5 conversion. When there's... honestly, it's not, like, perfect, but it doesn't sound bad at all. For the longest time, for me, those songs were Castlevania 3 music, and they were still damn good. But it is hard to resist the allure of, like, just how fucking... how strong these songs are. In terms of, like, their sound, their grandness, right? Like, that is what the expanded sound chip really does. But... feels like the MMC5 didn't do a good job. Yeah, so myself personally, I do wish that the US version had an expansion sound chip of some kind, but maybe something like the Sunsoft 5B or something. To give it, like, more bass, the way these songs have it, but have it not be quite as much. Because I did say this game does fire on all cylinders pretty frequently with regards to sound channel usage. Oh yeah, I mean, beginning, I think the opening, like the intro song, sounds so much worse. Like, the power of it just isn't there. Alright. Okay! Let's see if I can remember how to do this now. There we go. Yippee! Alright, so I've got a really safe strat for this fight, if anybody cares to know. There's a really funny homing orb in it. And also, I think this boss has a preset pattern at the beginning of the fight. So if you shoot the orbs backwards off the screen just a little bit, they hit more accurately. There we go. I like to stand on the right platform, so that if I get surrounded, I don't just auto-lose. Oh, clean! How often do you see that? Double kill. What level is this? Oh, right. This is Big Jump. This level, I don't like this stage. There's a couple things that really make it annoying if you're trying not to die. You are absolutely insistent on not dying. This is the level where... and it's because of this shit. What is this, man? Horse Tranquilizer Mario 1 platform. Oh, I might have been too slow there. Oh no, we're good. Alright. That's the second worst thing in this level. The actual worst thing is what's coming up after that. But otherwise, this stage is perfectly fine. There's nothing else in this level of note besides the one other thing in this stage. That's kind of sad when, like, a stage's identity in my head is just like, the beginning part where you have to do some, like, kind of slow, shitty platforming. And then, like... and then, like, one jump. Just one. Not any more, not any less. Brother, ew! Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brother, ugh. That's such a godlike fucking clip. I know exactly the video you're talking about. It is profoundly perfect. My friend Clage did say something really fucking funny about, doing deathless runs in this game, which I think remains true in my head, where he was just like, if you're doing deathless, do you want any consistency, you might as well try to learn some of the speedrun. I'm like, you know, maybe. I think he was talking about the US version, though, which I would believe. Because, you know, Akuden, not so bad. Oh, okay, here we go, everybody! Here it comes! Alright, I only believe in women when it comes to anything. Fuck yeah! Okay, we got it. Sypha's my good luck charm. There's no functional difference, but... fuck that jump every time. Every time, why? Why would you do that, Konami? What the fuck is your problem? What the hell? I do that every day of my life, generic soda. Yeah, that's... honestly, that's a really good way of describing it. Okay. Alright. Time for a boss fight. It's time for we ran out of things. So have 3 tombstones. Oh! I'm doing like the finger point at the screen very angrily, okay? You'll have to believe me, I'm really angry. I'm gamer raging right now. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, sir! This is a Wendy's? No, fuck. He immediately came out of the coffin just running. Oh, yeah, Muteki, I mean, like, this game is just too fucking long for Deathless, in my opinion. I die. Damn it! I gotta wait for this guy to come down now. Alright. So since we're basically done using the holy water now, I'm gonna try and find the X. Oh yeah, this is another song that really only works in this sound chip, in my opinion. Or maybe not only works, but like... when you play this in the US version, it just sounds like the same song. Definitely loses a little bit of the novelty. Oh yeah, it's pretty great. You ever think about how the most dangerous thing in Rondo of Blood is not any of the enemies that take like a million hits, but it is in fact toads? Or frogs? I guess they're frogs, technically. There should be an axe in this stage, isn't there? There is. You should have a good day, sir. There's a chicken? No. This song is a little obnoxious to me. After many repeat attempts at a deathless Castlevania 1 run. But like, not that much, because I still think Vampire Killer is awesome. But my favorite version of this song is definitely the Bimani dance remix that is in arranged mode of Chronicles. Goodbye. I do gotta get this. Come on. Come on, dude. Oh, my. I got stuck whipping. I was mashing too hard. That can hit you there? Hey, man. Not cool. I first heard Vampire Killer in that one Flash game. Alright! We are actually completely set. Now I have to try and remember the death thing. Oh, I have to remember the game's gonna lag here, which fucks up your jump timing a little bit. You have to jump over Big Head over here. There we go. Is there not? Oh my god, I must be really on some shit, because I'm fucking Mandela affecting like 50% of the breakables in this game. Oh, pfft. Just miss? Just miss, dude? Come on? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, getting the lightning orbs to hit this thing is kind of hard, but you can... Ow! Despite him being such a big target, surprisingly difficult to do that. Oh, I'm doing good, Polar Bear. You missed a near deathless run of Castlevania X68K, which, if you don't know, is like one of the hardest ones to do, if not the hardest. I got a 1cc on it, and I only died twice to Dracula. So I'm gonna try to bang out a deathless run of it later this month, because I think I can do it. But it was a godlike run. It was so good that I'm gonna submit it in place of my... what the hell was it? My Chronicles run. I don't... Not that my Chronicles run was bad, but I don't associate with that one anymore. Not after how good I played. Oh yeah, this level is, definitely the hardest stage in the game. I used to know this level, like, completely off by heart. But I think somewhere along the line I got lazy and just... But I used to know it, okay? I used to have it. Look at that. Really? I always thought the next stage was fucking annoying. But, I mean, maybe not, like, this difficult. Alright, I'm gonna show you all a magic trick in this room. It's the only consistent strategy for this, area. There we go. Just don't even interact with it. Just don't fucking walk under it, just jump on it. Fuck it, we ball. Now how did that look, right? Maybe I remember more than I thought. Nice. Alright, here we go. This room is really funny. Honestly, if I can get to the boss, we're golden. I don't even need many hearts. This boss is really funny with Sypha. This boss is really funny with Sypha. It's like every boss in the game, to be fair, but... Ooh. Is there one up here? This level is so hilarious. Yeah, I don't know why we're climbing the Booger Tower. But... it's a guy, right? Also, it doesn't matter how much health I have when I get to the boss. Isn't that great news? Isn't that great fucking news, actually? That it doesn't matter. Okay, I think there's a bird in here, right? Bird up. So here's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm nice with it, I'm gonna move away from that candle in case there's a... That was entirely in case there was a dagger in that. Or, well, I guess it would be a fire spell. There we go. See, look. Big axe fan, excited to use it for the first time. Oh, I was kind of worried about that jump. Alright, goodbye. Whatever. I don't care! L plus ratio plus your bird. Oh, I was like... Alright! Watch this. Gaming's most incredible minds could never solve this boss fight. Alright, next stage! Alright, this is where I'm gonna die, because there's a bunch of shit in this level that just knowledge checks the piss out of me. So get ready to put your prices right, Sadhorn. Also, they start you with 0 hearts, by the way. Every other level starts you with 5. They start you with 0 here. Did anybody else notice that? Ow. Because, like, my first thought was, oh, I'll use an axe to throw it up at that bird, right? That does not work. Oh, oh. Oh yeah, here's the playable room. You know? Who says we couldn't experience games like the PAL region did? That's a dead end. Okay, we're fine. I'm dead, yeah. Ugh. No, I hate this stage. Hey, the axe is here. No, I don't really like this level very much. I think, this? The 5 FPS auto-scroller should have stayed in the drafts. I think when they looked at this and saw how fucking bad it ran, they should have immediately canned it. And the fact that they didn't is really surprising. I have to get a 3-shot for this, or at least a 2. Okay. Yeah, man. The NES Castlevania games be so fine, and then you get to the last level in any of them. Whoa. But hey, I almost clocked in a deathless. That was pretty good. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, we need a sub-weapon for Sypha. Alright, time for Dracula Phase 1, aka hope you have good RNG, nerd. That'll work. Is 36 hearts enough? That's probably the better question. Oh, yeah, no, this Dracula... I think if he couldn't just, like, hit you for free like this... Oh, my... So, well... No, Phase 2 and 3 are fine. Also, I like that the Fire Pillar does 2 damage. By far the least threatening thing to get hit by. Alright. Alright, so if we mess this up, we can't get the axe again, which is pretty annoying, but... Oh my god! How did that not hit me? Oh... That was like... Okay, which ones? Easy game. 1 CC, not bad. I think if I didn't fall off that gear, that would have been it. but I'm not fussy. I'm very happy with that run. Like I said, I will gladly take a 1cc if the gameplay, I think, is up to cuff. Or up to snuff, rather. If I'm happy with how I played. And personally, lots of very good rooms in that run, so yeah. After such a great sacrifice, the battle was won. True! Now, which one should I do next? Ooh, I think that one would take too long. I like that idea. Oh, that's so fucking funny. I didn't know that. Belmont's Revenge, I do like that one.